In this video, we're going to go through rerunning URLs for a recipe where not all the URLs were scraped. So we use a crawler to scrape a large amount of URLs. For some reason, not every single URL was scraped. Now, SimpleScraper has auto retries in place to run URLs again if they fail. However, there may be situations whereby the web page takes a long time to load, or whereby the website is doing something to actively prevent scraping and we find ourselves needing to run a handful of the URLs again. So if that happens, here's what we need to do. First, we'll see a message like this saying there's an issue scraping one or more pages, and to click logs above for details and solutions. So we'll click on the logs here, and immediately we can see that there are 19 errors. And we have a full list of all the URLs that have been scraped, both the successful and the non-successful ones. So the first thing to do is click on filter errors. And this will just show us the 19 URLs that presented an error. In the page message, I see that the error says timeout error, waiting for selector. So that means that this page, when being scraped, was waiting for the CSS selector that never appeared. So that would indicate that the page did not load successfully. Let's click on the screenshot, just to view it, just to see if that can help us. And as you can see, it's just a white page, which means that in this case, we're scraping LinkedIn. LinkedIn hasn't loaded the page successfully. So we need to work around this. So what I'll do first is copy the error URLs, which copies the 19 URLs to the clipboard. And then I'll exit logs and I'll go to the crawl page. Select all the existing URLs. I'll delete them. And then I'll paste in those 19 URLs that originally failed. I can see those 19 URLs are auto-saved. Now what we want to do, because we know that we were prevented from scraping all the URLs previously, so we're probably going to slow down the scraping a little bit. So there's an option here. The default is max speed, but we can change that to the number of concurrent URLs we want to run at the same time. Now, as I said, in most cases, you can scrape thousands upon thousands of URLs at the same time. A SimpleScraper will automatically run them at the appropriate concurrency. But if you're scraping data such as LinkedIn or other web pages whereby you need to give your credentials or your cookies so they can associate the page visits to your account, you may need to slow it down so that the data extraction looks just within the usual limits of people navigating a website. So let's change this to something slow, like 3 at a time. This means a SimpleScraper will scrape maximum 3 of these URLs at the same time. We then click Run Recipe. Okay. Now that the recipe has run again for the second time, we can go to the result, and we can see that the 19 URLs that we added have now been scraped successfully, and we can download as a CSV or JSON, or send them onto Google Sheets or Airtable or wherever we want to send our data. So that's how you do it. Sometimes you may not be successful with the first recipe, which is here, in which case you can copy the URLs that did not succeed the first time, copy them into the crawler, slow down the speed of scraping for the second run, click run, and that should scrape the remaining URLs the second time.